Hello everybody and welcome to the top 10 best-selling light novels in Japan. This for the week of August 2nd to the 8th of 2021. Yes, gonna try something new. You can all see my face in this video. I do this video series every single week. I take this from the Oricon website for the top 10 best-selling light novel volumes. I take a look at the light novel work, paperback, and literary book lists. And of course, I just take a look at what Oricon lists as the top 10 series for the series overall list. For any titles that are available in Japan only, I'll give you a brief synopsis of what they're all about. For the ones that are available in English, I'll let you know, and make sure you can head on over to EnglishLightNovels.com and you can check out all of the info on those titles there. So with all of that said, let's get to the list. So starting at number 10 with 4,455 copies sold, volume number 7 of My Stepsister is My Ex-Girlfriend. A certain boy and a girl in middle school became lovers, flirted with each other, disagreed on trivial things, became more frequently irritated with each other rather than excited, and ended up breaking up on graduation. And so the two of them, Mizuto Irudo and Yume Ai, wound up meeting each other in the most unexpected fashion. Isn't it obvious that I'm the older brother? Isn't it obvious that I'm the elder sister? The children of the partner of their parents' remarriage were the ex-lovers? The former couple, mindful of their parents' feelings, decided on a sibling rule, where the one who becomes conscious of the other as the opposite sex loses. But when they encounter each other in the bathroom, commute to and from school together, along with the memories of the past and living under the same roof, just how do they disregard each other? So this one is a Japan-only title at this time. Don't know if we're gonna see this one get licensed, although I'm not gonna say it's impossible given the certain increase in slice of life titles that we've been seeing recently licensed. At number 9, we have a novelization of Demon Slayer. This is the novelization of the story arc set after Mugen Train, which of course is the most recent film that the series had, which destroyed almost every box office record that Japan holds. Not too surprising to see this one doing not only well in sales, but also to see them making sure that this story arc is available for all those people who wondered what happens next. At number 8, with 4,835 copies sold, volume 5 of When I Moved to Another World, It Was in the Mountains. In reaction, I chose comfort over strength. I was suddenly summoned to another world and got into trouble, but I'll enjoy my free and easy life to the fullest. The protagonist, Jun, is caught up in the summoning of a hero by the gods, and is suddenly transported to another world while taking his place at a fireworks display. As compensation for his involvement, he receives several cheat skills and items such as a house from the gods. His goal is to lead a safe and comfortable life without getting involved with his sister, who was the hero, who was summoned along with him. Will Jun be able to enjoy a comfortable life in a world overrun by spirits and demons? An otherworldly fantasy where you can enjoy a relaxed life with spirits begins. So this is a Japanese-only title. My only question is, was it really his sister who's the hero, or is our I'm gonna chill out main character going to end up becoming the hero of the series? At number 7, with 5,110 copies sold, volume 2 of Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody EX. Now, we do have the actual Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody in English. That one is released officially by Yen On. This, I believe, usually EX volumes are like extra stories. They're usually short story volumes containing stories from anywhere within the chronology of the main series. Sometimes they're backstories, sometimes they're just all the regular cast, but in some kind of nonsense story that doesn't really matter. They're usually just aimed at the real hard fan base that wants more. At number 6, with 5,159 copies sold, Volume 10 of The Misfit of Demon Academy. In the distant past, a war between humans and demons brought about widespread chaos and bloodshed. To put an end to this seemingly endless conflict, Demon King Anos Voldegod willingly sacrificed his life, hoping to be reborn in a peaceful time. In preparation for their king's return, the demon race created the Demon King Academy, an elite institution tasked with determining Anos' identity when he reawakens. He reincarnates 2 millennia later, but to his surprise, he soon learns that the level of magic in the world has drastically waned during his absence. Moreover, when he enrolls at the academy to reclaim his rightful title, he finds out that demonkind remembers him differently. His personality, his deeds, and even his legacy are all falsified, masked beneath the name of an imposter. This lack of common knowledge renders him the Academy's outlier, a misfit never before seen in history. Despite these drawbacks, Anos remains unfazed. As he sets out to uncover those altering his glorious past, he takes it upon himself to make his descendants recognize that their ruler has finally returned. So this one is currently still a Japanese-only title, which I find still so surprising considering that there was an anime of this one. In fact, I think it's been renewed for a second season if I recall. And it was really well received in the West. I'm guessing that it was pretty well received in Japan too, since the series is doing well, but seriously though, I don't really understand why when Twitter and all the other social networks that I'm on were just alight with how much people enjoyed it. It is a ridiculously OP main character, but there's just something really fun and cool about the way that it's carried out. So I'm kind of still hoping that we might get this one in English someday, but who knows. At number 5, with 6,327 copies sold, it's the novelization of the My Hero Academia the movie, World Heroes Mission. Apparently in this story, there's a mysterious organization which is dedicated to the destruction of people with quirks, and they have set bombs all over the world. And of course, the heroes and pro-heroes and everybody else who starts to scramble to try and find these bombs, including, naturally, our heroes from the typical My Hero Academia series. Again, this is actually not the only film novelization on this list, and again, not the only novelization based on a series that started as a manga, obviously, with Demon Slayer. So, kind of interesting. I don't expect that we're going to get this one licensed because we will most definitely get the anime licensed. There were some My Hero Academia, I think they were side story light novel volumes, which Viz did release, and they are releasing the My Hero Academia manga. So I wouldn't look forward to getting hyped up about this movie adaptation, but if there are some other sort of light novel side stories, it's pretty likely that we're going to see those licensed. At number 4, with 9,640 copies sold, it's the novelization of the film Belle. Now this one's been on the list for weeks and weeks and weeks, and of course the film opened up, almost a month ago, and it has sold even better since the film's opening than it was selling beforehand. So I'm supposing that means that the movie is pretty popular. We don't have this licensed, although I would not be surprised because some of the other novelizations based on this same director's works have been licensed, there's The Boy and the Bear, and there's a couple of others as well. This one is sort of like a Beauty and the Beast, but set in the digital world, with a girl who's never felt like she fit in our world, taking on a persona in a virtual world where she actually becomes well known and famous, and comes into contact with this beastly character, and it's the story about sort of how they find their true selves, and maybe even some love at the same time. At number 3, with 10,285 copies sold, Volume 5 of My Happy Marriage. This one has been licensed officially for English by Yen On. They've not released the first volume. It's coming in a couple of months. Basically a story about a girl who lives a miserable home life who is essentially forced into an arranged marriage with a man who is considered very cold and distant, and yet perhaps she still sees an opportunity that this could be a happier life. This one, very much a shoujo type romance that they sell it as, but interestingly, when I looked at the reviews on the Japanese site of Amazon for this, it looks like the romance often takes backseat to things like political maneuvering and perhaps even warfare. So kind of an interesting series and one to definitely look out for, because the sales of this 5th volume have been absolutely crazy. At number 2, with 14,606 copies sold, Volume 2 of Alya-san, Who Sits Beside Me and Sometimes Murmurs Affectionately in Russian. This is a Japanese-only series. It has not been licensed in English, but given how very well these first 2 volumes have done for this series, I wouldn't be surprised we see this picked up at some point. Follow the story of the ice-cold perfect beauty, the half-Russian Alya Mikhailovna Kujo, and your average high school underachiever, Masachika Kuze. She has a cold exterior, but speaks her love in a language she thinks nobody understands. Little does she know that he understands her just fine. Enjoy the silly slice-of-life romance between Snow Princess and Mr. Worldwide. Finally, at number 1, with 14,924 copies sold, Volume 17 of Holmes of Kyoto. Now, this is one that we do have licensed officially in English. It's released by J Novel Club, currently via digital release only. You know, if anything covering this list over the last several weeks has taught me, do not count out slice-of-life, real-world, shoujo-type titles. It can be one or all of those things, but I'm telling you, like, slice of life, romantic comedy, shoujo, these kind of titles are really killing it on these individual volume lists. Now I'll give you the top 10 series. I'm not going to go into depth on any of these because most of them we either have in English or I've already talked about. This is just a straight list. Now, sometimes, even though a volume might show up in the top 10 best-selling volumes list, it may not show up here in the series list, and that's just because of how the publishers are listed or sort of classified by the Oricon website. So things like Holmes of Kyoto or My Happy Marriage, you won't find on this list because they usually show up more on the paperback or literature lists as opposed to the light novel lists. With all that said though, let's fire through this, and quite a number of these all have anime this season, which will make it pretty obvious why the series overall is doing so well. At number 10, How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. This one we do have in English. It's currently being released by J Novel Club, and you can get it in print from 7 Seas. At number 9, Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. And as I said earlier, you can pick this series up officially from Yen On. At number 8, The Misfit of Demon King Academy. At number 7, Serei Gensuke, Spirit Chronicles. This one does have an anime running this season, probably which is why it's on the list, although the individual volumes do well as well. This one is officially available in English from J Novel Club, and while you can get the individual volumes digitally, they are releasing it in print in omnibus, where I think it's 2 volumes per omnibus, or maybe 3. I can't remember off the top of my head. I should have double checked that, but you can get these in print. At number 6, My Hero Academia. Now, this does also include the manga series. For the overall light novel list, they seem to include all the books published under a certain series, which means that some of these have numerous volumes as well as manga adaptations that are included, while certain other titles have only 2 books, so kind of interesting. At number 5, Mo Dao Zu Shi. The Chinese web novels, well, did they start as web novels? I'm fairly certain they did, but in any case, these are incredibly popular, and we have just received word that this series has been licensed, as well as 2 other titles from the same author, and are going to be released in English by 7 Seas. At number 4, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Again, another series with an anime currently airing. This one is available officially in English from Yen on. At number 3, The Detective is Already Dead. This one also currently an anime airing, and you can pick it up officially from Yen on. At number 2, the novelizations of Belle. And finally, at number 1, Alya-san, who sits beside me and sometimes murmurs affectionately in Russian. And as I was pointing out earlier, there are only 2 volumes of this series. It's sitting at number 1 for the top-selling light novel series, and there are only 2 volumes. There's no manga adaptation attributed to this currently. There are only just the 2 books, which says something to me about how well this one sells. Pretty crazy. So those are your top 10 best-selling light novels in Japan for August the 2nd to the 6th of 2021. What do you think of these titles? Are there any that I've mentioned a couple that are not available in English? Which ones would you love to see in English? Which ones are you interested in? Let me know in those comments down below. And again, if you want to find out more information about any of the ones available in English, you can do a search over on EnglishLightNovels.com. The link is in the description down below, and you can find out all the information that we have available for those titles there. So how do you like actually seeing me on camera for these ones? Do you prefer when it's just the cover and you don't have to look at my mug? Let me know that too in the comments down below. And if you're brand new here, hit that sub button. And heck, even if you're not new here, hit the bell to let you know when I upload new stuff. I'm gonna try and make that a more regular thing. But what is a regular thing is this video series. I post this to the channel every single Monday so you can keep up with what's popular in Japan. So if you like this series, make sure you're back here next Monday, because I'll be here. Thanks so much for watching this video, and until next time, bye-bye for now.